Hey, what's up? It's Mattea and Chris. We're gonna tell you about how much we spent on our 6-day Alaska cruise out of Seattle. Budget-friendly trip, especially if you live in the Seattle area and you can just hop on the boat right from there.
Alright, so our base cost was $12.83 total, so divided by 2 was $6.40 something. And that included port costs, taxes, fees, all that sort to get you on the boat. And
all of our meals that we ate on the boat as well.
Exactly. And we had an internal stateroom, so we didn't have a window.
Since we live in the Seattle area, this cost was not relevant to us, but if you are not from here, you would need to get a flight to Seattle and then stay in Seattle probably one night, and that would be around $150 depending on when you come to Seattle. If it's in the summer, it might be even more than that. And then also a Lyft or bus or whatever you want to use to get to the cruise terminal.
And there's typically surge pricing to the cruise terminal just because a lot of people are getting on the cruise and they know that they can charge people extra. On the ship, there's a lot of different things that you can spend money on. We chose to spend not as much money on those things. There's things like special restaurants, casino, bars, drinks, etc. And activities that you can also spend money on, but we chose not to do that just because we wanted to make sure that we were budget friendly.
There's also shopping and massages, spa treatments, or if you want to splurge on some bingo games, you could potentially win a free cruise by doing that. We opted out of a lot of these activities, but definitely there if you want to spend the extra cash for that.
Some things we did decide to spend some money on is alcohol. We spent about $138. It was about $10 per drink or $20 per drink. It was about $10 per drink, so pretty average drink prices. But you could also purchase an all-day pass, which is like $60 a day. So then I guess you're obligated to drink around 6 drinks a day to make it worth it. And we weren't drinking that much, so it didn't really make sense. Additionally, we brought on our own wine. You're allowed to bring 2 bottles of wine per cruise, or one bottle per person. And so there's a $15 corking fee for that if you decide to drink it with your dinner.
Alright, another thing to budget for is the included gratuity, and they will automatically do this for you at the end of the trip. It's about $15 per person per day, and that goes to the awesome staff. And in total, ours was $180 at the end of the trip. So now, offshore excursions. This is a spot where you could potentially spend a lot of money depending on what you want to do. Like if you want to take a helicopter to the top of a glacier, you're going to be spending some good money for that. We only did one excursion out of the 3 ports that we stopped at, and it was in Juneau. We saw the Mendenhall Glacier and we did a really awesome hike up to the waterfall. Definitely recommend. Our offshore excursion was $130 total, $65 per person. And that took us up to the Mendenhall Glacier, and we had time to walk around and explore for a few hours. Definitely worth it.
We also did it through a third-party organization, so a lot of the cruise lines will offer them through their cruise line, and they'll charge a premium price, but you can also get shore excursions when you arrive or online from other providers. Other things that you can spend money on when you're in town is food, drinks, and shopping. A lot of people love jewelry shopping while they're on cruises. Something to note is a lot of the jewelry stores are owned by the cruise lines because they know that a lot of people love to buy jewelry shopping. So look for those locally owned jewelry stores if you're trying to buy locally. We didn't spend too much on like gifts and shopping stuff. We probably spent maybe $60 to $100, and then on drinks and food we probably also spent around $60 to $100 total.
Alright, now getting home, wherever you need to go. So we had parked our car a little bit outside of the cruise terminal for free, and that was roughly 3 miles from the cruise terminal. And it cost us about $25 for the Lyft for 3 miles. So keep that in mind. I think there are definitely surge prices going on, but wherever you need to go, whether it's the airport, that's going to be quite a bit more expensive too to get to SeaTac from the cruise terminal. So definitely keep the transportation costs in mind when you're booking.
We also arrived in the morning, so you could spend the rest of the day in Seattle and spend another night there before returning for your flight. In general, we were very happy with like how we spent our money and kept it very budget friendly. But if we were to do something differently, I think we would have added the Tracy Arm Fjord tour, which was getting on a boat and actually like driving up, or was it sailing up? No, boating up. I don't know, up to the Tracy Arm glacier, and then being able to see that up close and seeing whales and whatnot as you get closer. It would have been fantastic. Unfortunately, it was booked out by the time we went to book it. It's about $150 per person, and it was sold out, I think, even before we got onto the cruise. So booking it in advance online.
We spent roughly $1,900 in total for 2 people for our 6-day cruise, and that included our cruise, stopping at ports, our excursions, everything. So I would say we did a pretty good job. If you were to fly from Seattle to Alaska and try to go to Juneau, Ketchikan, and then we also were in Victoria, Canada, if you tried to plan a trip around that, you'd be spending a lot more for flights,
housing, lodging,
hotels, food, all of that. So if you're looking for a budget way to travel, cruises is definitely a really good option to do that.
I hope that was helpful. Please like and subscribe. It really helps our channel. If you have any other questions around cruising or anything, how we found our cruises, or any other questions, please leave a comment and we'll be happy to answer it.
See you next time.